Right, hello everyone. Yes. Right, yeah, I wanted to do a part 2 to the Toronto Vagabond stream because I rushed that at the last minute when I found out about this concept, but there's actually a lot more about this concept to talk about. I thought was interesting. And I misspoke in the last stream. The film about it did get made, so I'll show you the trailer for that because it actually looks really good. But yeah, because this is also the festival where Alice Cooper is supposed to have bitten the head off a chicken. And everyone knows that he didn't do it, but I just thought it'd be interesting to watch this because something he does towards the end of the act makes me think that the whole thing was planned from the start anyway, and maybe the chicken didn't even get hurt. Hopefully the chicken didn't actually get ripped apart by the crowd, like he says. But yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. Yeah, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Yeah, hello everyone. I'll just talk to the chat for a minute. I'll put chapters in the description if you're watching this on playback and you just want to get back. Yeah. So yeah, were you at the last stream? I was talking about the Toronto Vagabonds because there's a weird connection, vaguely, between the Canadians and the Toronto Vagabonds, and Eric Clapton and the Canadians and that. So yeah, I was talking about that last week, wasn't I? Yeah. Well, this is what he says. Yeah, I'll get to it in a minute. Yeah, because there's the famous clip of him saying that. But when we actually watch the show, I'll show you what I mean. I don't think that it doesn't look like. I didn't see anything in the footage that looks like the parts of the chicken getting thrown back on the stage, but it could have been cut or edited out. But yeah, cynically, I just think it was a planned stunt from the start. And you'll see why when we watch the footage. But yeah, I'll get on with showing you this trailer anyway, because I like this. Yeah, Colonel Sanders killed way more chickens than Alice Cooper ever did, yeah. Yeah, the chicken went on to open a steakhouse, yeah. Yeah, let's get it on the screen. I should be able to full screen it. There's the IMDb page. I've linked this down below in the description. If you want to look at the whole page for it.
So much of Alice's stage show comes from his love of Salvador Dali. For them, it was like a Dali painting. It was art. It was abstract. I think in their brains it was performance art.
We did this thing where it revved up into basically white noise. It was mayhem up on stage.
So it's way clearer footage than what we're about to watch as
I just remember he had a half a watermelon, and I just didn't know why. It was so chaotic. It was energetic, but so chaotic. I thought somebody's gonna die. They're fighting and hammering, and it's like when you're in a scary movie sometimes. You don't want to see the axe murderer is coming, so you had your eyes covered most of the time.
That show was very historic in Alice's career. At the end of the show was a feathered pillow that got sprayed across the stage and blew the feathers up because it gave a beautiful effect on the lights.
Feathers everywhere. Looked like a snowstorm. And then you hit with CO2, and it even becomes more of a snowstorm. So the Doors are over here, and John and Yoko's over here, and they're like, yeah! You know, they're seeing this as art. It was truly art.
The music was, the feathers are flying in the CO2. When I saw the chicken, I said, let me just surprise Alice, and we'll see what happens. I just picked up the pillowcase, went up to the side of the stage, and let it loose.
And the next thing you know, there's a chicken on stage. It seemed in the mayhem that it had feathers and wings, it should fly. And I picked up the chicken. I figured, well, I'll throw this in the audience and somebody will catch it, take it home, and it'll be a pet, and they'll call it Alice. Chickens don't fly as much as they plummet.
Everybody knows chickens don't fly, but Alice is from Detroit. He claims to not know anything about chickens.
I wanted the Beatles thing to end. I felt as though I couldn't breathe if it went on any longer. We got this phone call that there was a rock and roll revival show, and that Chuck was going to be there, and Jerry Lee was going to be there, and all the great rockers that were still
there's
living.
a lot of individual songs
Yeah,
of
the
the John
Doors,
Lennon
the top of the
playing
bill.
bit as
A
well
lot
on
of
YouTube.
historic things
This
happen.
whole really decent footage hasn't made it.
A lot of tension going on.
The excitement was amazing.
This was far too much ahead of its time.
The music was important. You could see they were digging it.
You watch the old guys, when they hit that stage, they brought it like it's the last show you're ever going to do.
The guys that originated everything, the heroes.
The week before the show, tickets were not selling. All of a sudden, the show's going to be canceled.
Is John Brower calling?
And we would like to invite John and Yoko to be the MC.
I meant to show you this one first, I think, actually.
If John Lennon doesn't show up, I am ruined.
Pulled up with our bikes up front of the airport, big long line of bikes. We've escorted John Lennon in.
People were going crazy.
I had not experienced something like that before.
The combination of people on the stage is, without question, historic.
What a lineup.
It was almost a non-event until all of a sudden it was the biggest thing in the world.
Today will never have a desire.
Right, yeah, so that's the trailer for the film that got made. So that looks really good, doesn't it? I've got to try and find... There's got to be a way to stream that somewhere online, because it looks really good. The footage is really good. And, if you look at the Facebook event as well, Angel, who I interviewed, the friend of Harrigan and Doyle, she went to this and she remembers, because they did the thing where they turned out all the lights and they got everyone to light lighters to introduce John Lennon and Eric Clapton and that. And she actually remembers that, yeah. So and she tells the story of it in the Facebook thing. And yeah, so it's and there's also, I've got John Lennon and Eric Clapton doing Give Peace a Chance, which was the first song they played, apparently. You can watch that later. But yeah, and I wanted to show you this clip of Alice Cooper. But you pretty much said it in that other thing as well. It's only a few seconds.
This means somebody threw a chicken on stage. This was in Toronto. And I'm from Detroit. I've never been on a farm in my life, And I said, a chicken, it's got wings, it'll fly. So I threw it back in the audience. I thought it was going to fly away, in the sunset. It went right into the audience, and the audience tore it to pieces. And threw the parts back up on stage. Now, the next thing I knew, it was Alice Cooper bites head off chicken and drinks the blood and tears the face, all this stuff, And that's what the paper said the next day. And I got a call the next day from Frank Zappa. And he says, "Did you do that?" And I said, "No." He said, "Well, don't tell anybody that." He says, "They love it."
The beauty of the 70s was...
Yeah, but no, it's in the other film. He didn't say that they ripped the chicken apart and threw it back on the stage. It's only in this earlier clip that he says that, yeah. And I think that, because the fact he pulls out the feather pillow and scatters feathers everywhere, suddenly just makes it convenient that there was a chicken. I think he knew there was going to be a chicken, and maybe the chicken did make it, hopefully. But I've got the whole show as well. It's only 12 minutes long. It is really interesting. And I think you see him walking around holding a camera in that footage. Alice Cooper had a little camera. And I think what we're seeing is the footage off that little camera. Yeah, but it's interesting anyway. We'll watch it. Like I say, it's only a 12-minute set. And it's quite mind-blowing, actually. I enjoyed watching it. I hope you think you'll enjoy it. Is he went to Groucho Marx too? Yeah, because it's amazing how many people he knew. I'll have to do a thing about the Hollywood vampires as well. That's an interesting thing. It's just a club room they had basically somewhere, wasn't it? Yeah, but it gets a weird reputation. Good theatre. I said Groucho Marx liked him. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know people have been to see him when he did the tour where the whole room's made to look like a circus tent. It looks like you're in a circus tent. I know people that went to see that tour and that. Yeah, he is very good. Like I say, Frank Zappa managed him. He references that, doesn't he? There, he says that Frank Zappa rang him and said, "Yeah, don't tell people that you didn't rip the head off the chicken because people love it." Basically, yeah, yeah, yeah. What date in 1969? I don't know exactly what date. Does it say on this page? Probably not. I don't know. Yeah, what the exact date was. Yeah, no, it doesn't say there. I think it was towards the end though, like November, December time. I remember reading. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's watch the Alice Cooper concert anyway. Not that one. This one. There. So there's obviously clearer footage of it. I think this is from that little camera. So you get the movement. Yeah, it was it was September. Oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't know it exactly offhand. I knew it was around September, November. Yeah. That audience looked so chilled as well. I have trouble believing that those people went so crazy they ripped a chicken apart. But it does show you the audience every time they show you the audience. No, it's probably that camera. Look, he's over there. I have to watch the timing as well to see when it gets onto the stage. It looks like it. Within the drum of the training. Okay, really mental in a minute. Hitting a watermelon with a hammer. Hurling the drumsticks at the drums. Never seen anyone do that before, I have to say. Knowing it's recovery time. Yeah, yeah, drum solos. Yeah, unless you're Cozy Powell. Or was it John Bonham? John Bonham could do it as well, could do it, yeah, yeah. Not really good. She does her vocal percussion solos, doesn't she? What did he suddenly reference to Prisoner? Michelle, we did it. It's an interesting outfit. With a knackered summer back to life with his guitar and that he said after the solo. Suck it up. Yeah, it's totally performance art. When Alice Cooper was saying when John Lennon and Yoko Ono were mind blown by this, they were there going, wow. Yeah, you come to see Chuck Berry. I would be entertained by this, yeah, but I can imagine, yeah, if you turned up to see Chuck Berry, you might wonder what was going on. They only play for 12 minutes, though. The whole set's only 12 minutes long, so it's also bad. It's not a bummer. Just trying to get up. It's so much pain after that drum solo. I think there's a guitar on the stage, isn't there? Is it just laying on the stage at this point, like in the? No, he's holding it. No, I find this entertaining though. I love this sort of stuff. He's just sort of running up and down the stage. Look, who the fuck that is? I don't know. He's just running across the stage for no reason. Was he like the lighting technician or something? The old thing about the chicken, the fact he also used feathers, it just makes me think that the chicken was planned all along. And then you see him throw the chicken in a second. See, there goes the chicken. Ted Nugent in your high school gym. Yeah. Ted Nugent, yeah. Unfortunately, he was in your high school gym, innit? Yeah, yeah. Poor Kane said he just enjoyed it. just joined us. This is Alice Cooper. We're trying to, yeah, well, I don't think the chicken was actually harmed. I don't see anything that looks like people crazy enough to rip up a chicken. There was a few people dancing to rock music. You can dance to rock music without being going so mental you ripped a chicken apart. There you go, and that's it. Yeah, but anyway, that was Alice Cooper's set anyway. And I don't think that the chicken actually did get torn up even. I think that, yeah, that was all just exaggeration by the press. And for publicity reasons, he was advised just to not let the rumour, not clarify the rumours, basically. And that's, so it was just a publicity stunt. And hopefully the chicken actually was not harmed. Yeah. Yeah, they released butterflies, didn't they? Yeah. And didn't they a dove as well when Brian Jones died? Didn't they release a dove? I think I can't remember. Yeah, yeah. Arnold Lane. Why do they call you Arnold Lane? Yeah, and like I say, there's loads of the individual tracks of John Lennon and Eric Clapton playing. So I was thinking we could listen to, yeah, give peace a chance. Yeah, yeah. Did the dove cry? I don't know. Yeah. What? An invasive species of butterflies. They released, yeah. Or a dove, yeah. Flew away and killed all the local pigeons. Yeah, I've found a new book about the Beatles as well, about Apple, called The Longest Cocktail Hour. That's an interesting book that I'm reading. I've been talking about it in my group. Because, yeah, there was a time when the Hells Angels showed up, the American Hells Angels came over to London and showed up at Apple Music. And there's conflicting stories about what actually happened when they showed up as well. So yeah, I'll get into that at some point. That's interesting. Yeah. It was something. Yeah. I would have been entertained by that if I saw that. I thought that was quite good. But yeah, you can see how they had 12 minutes, and how many songs was that? It's kind of it's like, but that wasn't what it was about in them days, was it? Everything was dead experimental. Yeah. The Apple book. Oh, what's it called? Sorry, I'll look it up now because it is an interesting book. First published in the 70s and then republished in the 80s, I think. And it's a guy who worked for them as their, as one of the staff at Apple, basically. Sorry. The Longest Cocktail Party, An Insider's Diary of the Beatles by Richard DiLello. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'll show you the book. Yeah, if I just go like that and scroll down, you can see all the details of it. DiLello, I think that's how you would pronounce it. DILELLO. Richard DiLello. The Longest Cocktail Party, yeah. And like I say, it's on archive.org. But yeah, it's because there's not really been many books written about the Beatles, and this is all about Apple, yeah. And it was quite crazy times apparently, so it's bound to be interesting, yeah. Yeah, the memo that George Harrison sent about the Hells Angels is quite funny as well. Yeah, but I'll get into that on another stream. Yeah, that's the book. Oh, I think I've run out of tea as well. Terrible. Yeah, we could listen to John Lennon as well, because Yoko Ono doesn't sing too much and give peace a chance, does she? So yeah. But this is apparently the first song they did after they got everyone to turn the lights out. They turned all the lights out and got everyone to hold up lighters to calm John Lennon down. Because he was freaking out. Yeah, let's watch that. Where is it?
Everybody talking about baggage and bragging and baggage, jaggers and this, that isn't prismism, kismism. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are saying is give peace a chance. Everybody talking about revolution, masturbation, castration, nightination, population, alienation, and erosion. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are saying is give peace a chance. Everybody talking about John and Yoko, Eric Clapton, Klaus Bolt, Kenny Lennon, Roosevelt, Dixon, Tommy Jordan, Tommy Cooper.
Kenny Lennon. And Liverpool obviously is a real place. That's all didn't know.
Give peace a chance.
Yeah, we know you're always talking about masturbation, so we won't forget.
Give peace a chance. All we are saying, give peace a chance.
there. So yeah, I might end this one early because there wasn't much really to say more than that. I just wanted to add more about this festival because it was a more significant festival, and to clear up the fact that the film did get made. So look for the film if you're interested. And yeah, and that's that stuff about Alice Cooper because that hardly got mentioned in the last stream. And just the whole significance of them playing. And like I say, April's written her story in the event page of the Facebook group. I could post it as a post. I'll copy and paste what she's written because it's interesting, yeah. But she said the audience was really, really chilled and it was really peaceful. And she also says something about there was a load of disabled children down at the front that were separated by a fence. And people were worried that they might try and storm the stage when they realised it was John Lennon, but no one did, apparently. Everyone was really chilled out. So that's interesting as well. Yeah, because people have mentioned in the chat, people didn't know that he was going to come until, like, just before. And even the people that were in the venue weren't aware that John Lennon was about to appear on the stage. And so they were worried that they might storm the stage or something, but people didn't. Yeah. Yeah, because I want to make myself another cup of tea. And I'll come back and do an after show. Because, yeah, there's no point just sitting there and rambling. And I'm going to go off on a tangent probably about the other Beatles stuff and I want to save that for another stream. So, yeah, I'll end this one now and I'll come back in 5 minutes and do an after show. Yeah, is that okay with everyone? Gotta wait for the delay. Yeah. That's it. Well, everyone's talking about, him having cold turkey. Because, in that article I read out, it said, that he was withdrawing from heroin. And they went and got him cocaine. But that wouldn't help. And like I say, I showed you that picture of Eric Clapton with Pick Dawson, known heroin dealer, based in Toronto. So, I don't think that Eric Clapton would have had any trouble scoring heroin for John Lennon in Toronto, basically. But, with no evidence, obviously. It's just a rumour. Yeah. I think he probably got heroin and that's why he was able to perform. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll end this now and I'll come back in 5 minutes. Right, yeah. So see you later, everyone. Thanks for coming. And I'll see you soon.